All right, we are back, and in this next slide, just like I said in the previous slide, we'll be focusing now on social media marketing. What are the things you need to do to get your marketing right to attract the international clients that you so much desire? Now, there are several channels that you need to explore that I would not even talk about here. There are several channels that are not even open to Nigerians, several social media platforms that are not even open to Nigerians at all. The basic and main ones that we are all familiar about and that we find ourselves most of the time is Facebook and Instagram. And so, for the purpose of this presentation, I'll be focusing on how you can organically grow your Facebook and Instagram to actually attract the right kind of people that you want. Now, part of these social media handles is also your WhatsApp. WhatsApp is a good way to also reach out to people, but the reason why I did not add WhatsApp here is because your WhatsApp most of the time is not the pool where you get the international clients that you're looking for. It's actually the place you bring them to after you have strategically positioned yourself, gotten their contacts, giving them value in exchange for their contacts, and now they have your contacts. So, where are you actually getting them from? So, for the purpose of this presentation, we'll be focusing on these two, which is the Facebook and the Instagram handle. Now, let's go to Facebook. For the purpose of Facebook, I will be talking about three major parts in this presentation. As I said in the previous slide, in the previous presentation, that they are going to be short videos and um, as explanatory as they can be. So, for your Facebook profile, the first thing that I always talk about when I speak about any social media handle is your profile, because that is the first thing that tells us something about you. Now, I've created a separate video that is focusing majorly on Facebook, where I use my Facebook profile to show you how to have a proper Facebook profile, what it should entail, the relevant points you need to put there. But for the purpose of this presentation, I'll talk about three major things. The first of all, which is your picture. Now, there are two sections on your Facebook profile. You have the profile picture, and you also have your banner. There's a profile banner behind your profile picture. Now, these two places are what you want to really focus on, because that is what whoever it is that is coming to your social media page for the first time, this is what they see. And so, whether you are creating a Facebook profile or you're creating a Facebook page, you need to pay attention to your bio. And in regards to Facebook, it's usually called profile. Yes, what we call Instagram, what we call bio on Instagram, on Facebook, we most times call the profile. So, like I said, I have a separate video that focuses majorly on helping you step by step to actualize a profound profile. Because one major thing, the next thing I spoke about here, I wrote here is bio. One major importance that your profile wants to do is, you see that small space underneath your picture where you're told to where you're told to write your bio. I see a lot of people write things like, I'm a lover of God, I love Jesus, I do this, I do that. Like, yeah, we know you love God, but that is not what we are looking for. And so, for people who are following me on Facebook, you must have seen something like, I love to empower women for personal relevance or something. I read out what my vision or mission statement is all about. So whoever is coming to my page for the very first time knows that, okay, this babe has what I actually want, and I want to remain on her page, you know definitely that okay, this is somebody who knows what she's actually here for, not just somebody who just found herself on social media because she wants to relate with her old schoolmates. So it's very important, and it also goes a long way to determine how people trust you, how they perceive you. For example, there are some kind of Facebook friend requests that I don't receive. Not because I'm trying to be proud or anything, but mere looking at their profile picture, I just know that this person has no relevance to my future, you know. And one of the things your Facebook profile must contain are relevant links. For example, there are spaces there where you can actually link your Instagram page. If you have a website, there are places where there's a slot for you to put in your Instagram handle. You can even put in your WhatsApp link there. But I know many of us are not even taking advantage of this. So I would say all of that in the special video I have created for the Facebook profile. Now, the next thing we are going to go into is content creation. This is the way I was able to get my first 100 customers some years ago when I started dropshipping. Your content must be top notch. Like, you have to put yourself in in the shoes of your customers or the target customer that you're actually looking for. Remember that we spoke about what exactly is their pain points, what is their problem that you would like to solve, what is the solution that your business is bringing to the table. Once you have been able to identify this, then you need to start creating valuable content. Teach people for free. See, people will not bring out their money and put into your hands if they are not aware of what value you have to offer. So, for example, if you want to sell African food to the international market, you want to start creating short videos on probably where you're making ogbono in your kitchen, ogbono soup. You want to make like short 2 minutes video, just tantalizing them, especially if you even want to sell raw food items. You do not even need to teach them how to cook. You probably just need to show them the differences between maybe why their ogbono does not draw. Like just give them solution. They probably have been buying from other people because definitely this is not you're not the first person they'll be seeing who sells African food items. But probably they've been buying these ogbono seed and it doesn't draw. And so just a simple 5 page carousel post telling them exactly why, it doesn't even have to be complicated. This is why your ogbono soup does not draw you know, and you tell them, okay, number one, you bought the wrong seed. Oh, number two, um, you you didn't store it well. So next time, learn to store your okoro inside the freezer dry so that it can last for long. Just that tip alone may save somebody like a lifetime of worry. For example, I as a person for years, my okoro always gets spoiled, and it will start tasting soapy. And it took just one person to let me know after so many years, after I've even given birth to not almost 3 children. It took just one lady to just tell me that you should keep your bolo or your egusi, your dry ingredients, keep them in the freezer. And it sounded strange to me. So like I told one of my students that the knowledge no matter how little it is, somebody out there is looking for it. So never take that little knowledge of yours for granted. You'll be shocked that many people don't even know what you know. So that little thing that you feel, is this one a new thing? Please share it as a knowledge on your platform. And most people, since you're trying to attract your target customers, they will stay and follow you immediately because you have been teaching them every day new things that they had no idea about. Now, the third thing we'll be talking about concerning Facebook is community. Remember that while we were talking about how to identify your target audience, having a goal and all of that, There was a point where I made you understand that you need to also find out where they are and go to meet them. Market will not come and meet you in your bedroom. You would actually need to run. You need to talk. You need to market yourself. So for Facebook, Facebook has what we call groups, and a whole lot of people, a whole lot of business people do not take these groups for they don't take advantage of these groups. For example, because my message is to stay at home moms, because my business, my speaking um, passion is actually aimed towards helping stay-at-home moms to make money. So if you are my friend of Facebook, you will find out that you are seeing me on so many women groups where women just come to talk about maybe how their husband abused them, because my own target market is to those kind of women who are feeling irrelevant in their homes, who are feeling like there is a need for more, or maybe something happened and they just had to stay at home, or maybe they are not even staying at home categorically, but they are just at that phase of their life when they realize that, oh, I need more. So now I don't just go into those groups and just waste data reading what other people are posting. I go into those groups, introduce myself with my first post, make sure that my first post is a story they will enjoy, and I would kind of end it in such a way that they want to say, you know what, Rachel, this problem you just shared, this challenge you once had and you were able to solve it, is the same thing I'm going through presently, and I think you can help me. Now, that is one fantastic way to get your customers on Facebook. And from there, I've been able to get over 200 customers just creating digital content. I hope you're following me on this. Just creating content. Most of the times, I use storytelling, the art of storytelling, and I want to encourage you. Please, you need to learn how to tell a story. You need to learn how to tell a story, interesting stories out of just little things. People love to read stories. People are glued to stories. So please tell stories. I remember I joined a very big group at one time, and I thought, okay, I have to be strategic. This is why I always start with having a goal. You need a marketing goal. You need a strategic goal for your social media handles. And so, because I knew why I joined the group, the first post I made on that group is I talked about how I almost lost my 1-year-old child as a staff working somewhere, that led me to being a stay at home mom for the past 8 years. And after that, how in the process of being a stay at home mom, pregnant without food and all of that, and I was pregnant, my children couldn't go to school, I was hungry. I gave so many points that would connect to their emotions. And I said in the process, I decided to start drop shipping, and I made my first 6,000 naira profit. And from there, I've been able to teach thousands of women the business of drop shipping. And it was like, wow. The next thing, many over 300 people sent me messages. At the point, Facebook even blocked me for 24 hours because they felt I was scamming people. They were like, this sudden engagement, they didn't even understand. So that way, I was able to get the right kind of people as friends. A whole lot of people. In one week, I had over I think I had over 500 new friends, followers on Facebook. And now that is what I want you to know, that you're on Facebook and you have 2,000 friend requests does not mean that those 2,000 people are actually your target audience. That is why a lot of people just keep wasting data, advertising every day. But Rachel, I'm doing it. Rachel, I'm advertising. Why am I not getting customers? The reason you're not getting customers is because um, you're trying to sell diaper a to a bachelor. Let me just use that illustration. Like, what does a bachelor need diaper for? You have 2,000 customers, but it's a pity. You have 2,000 friends on Facebook, but it's such a pity that out of those 2,000 friends, probably only five are your target audience. And even those five, they don't even like most of the time they are not even there. So you need to enter into communities, into groups, become active. That is a social media strategy that you should not sleep on. Enter groups, and please, when you enter groups, do not sell. Don't try to sell. I'll still come to that. On social media, if you try to sell, you turn people off, especially Facebook. In fact, most group admins would just remove you straight. Social media, just as its name implies, it's for socializing. So when you get there, tell them a story. In fact, even at the end of my stories, I don't tell them I have a book I want to tell. No, I just write there. Ever since I've gotten this solution, I've been helping as many women as I can, and I'll be glad to help as many women as many women need my help. And I end it like that. And by themselves, I start seeing influx. For example, early this year, I got about 1,000 new friends in less than 3 weeks. It was intentional. I entered into a particular new group, and I saw that this group had the potential of having millions of women in a space of 1 month. And so I entered, positioned myself, and started giving them tips on how they can make money from home, teaching them for free. And before I knew what was happening, in fact, I have too many friends requests. I have to even start seeing that, okay, let me just concentrate on my target audience before I reach my limit, because with Facebook you have a limited number of friends. And trust me, if out of the 4,000 friends that Facebook gives you as limits, about 3,000 are already maybe gossipers that just came to your page to check something, or your Facebook or your secondary school mates who are not even interested in the goods or services that you have to offer, then who you help? So this is why you need to have a strategy for your Facebook page. Join communities. If you have to create a group yourself, if you will be committed to it, because it's a whole lot of work, you know, build communities. This is the great way to actually um, get the right kind of customers that you're looking for on Facebook. So we have dwelt too much on that. The next thing we are going to now is Instagram. Just like I said with Facebook, I have another page, another video separately for bio, for Instagram bio, having the right bio. I won't dwell too much on that. There's a separate video for that, and I'll send you the link. Now, the next thing, quality content creation. The rule almost applies like the same thing. When people come to your Instagram handle, the kind of content they see really make them stay. Now, the next thing I want to talk about here is engagement. See, you can't actually jump the gun. I see a lot of people, you don't engage on people's posts on Instagram, and you want people to come and engage on your own post. It doesn't work. It's social media. It's a give and take. So like when you're setting your marketing goals, part of my marketing goals for social media for Instagram is that at a particular time after my early morning post comes up, I ensure that I engage in at least 5 to 10 people's social media handle, Instagram handle. And believe me, the kind of posts I'm engaging in, they are not irrelevant posts. They are my target audience. Now, how do you actually identify your target market on Instagram? It starts by knowing who your target customer is. You can see that for everything we are talking about, we keep going back to identifying your target customer. What's your customer avatar? If you have not done that, trust me, you can't really succeed in social media marketing. So, what I do, just like Facebook, Instagram also has a pool of communities, but this time around for Instagram, it is not a group. Now, when we were talking about understanding your customer avatar, there was a point we got to, and we talked about what are the interests of your of your target customer. So, for example, depending on the age group, if your target customer is probably a woman who one of her interests is religion, you may want to follow religious leaders who probably have active following, who probably have thousands of followers. For example, if you're a fashion brand, you may want to follow the likes of maybe Dang Lifestyle. You may want to follow the likes of Funke Akindele, Angelina Jolie. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Like, you want to follow the kind of social media handles where probably those people have 1 million followers, 2 million followers already. Before, I used to feel, "Ah, and these people have plenty followers. Why do I have to follow them?" Until I also personally had the understanding that the bulk of your target customers are there, and they will not notice you if you don't go and also engage. So, for example, if your target customer is on Funke Akindele, she's a movie star in Nigeria. So if your target customer, for example, is on Funke Akindele's page, I expect that first and foremost you follow Funke Akindele like with speed of light. And the next thing you do after following her is to ensure that you turn on your post notification, and when there is a major post that she does, you want to be one of the first set of people to comment and engage strategically. Don't just comment and say things that are not relevant. If you don't know what to say on social media, please don't say anything, just keep quiet, because um, the internet never forgets. You don't want to say something that will be used against you in future by the time you blow. So please, the next thing I do concerning followers on Instagram is, after following those pull accounts, when I say pull, POOL, let me type it here in the notes, POOL. Now what I do when I follow those school accounts is I also go to see when they post new content in a day. I go to see the followers who are also engaging on their post. Probably people who like the particular post that relates to what I'm selling. And then I go there, look for their active followers. See, this is not stealing of followers. It's a social media marketing strategy. Look for their active followers. Now, I'm not saying you start following 1,001 people. Mm-mm. What I do is look for their active followers, like their comments under those full pages. The next thing I do is I use the 3 to 1 rule. Let me write it here. It's what I call the 3 to 1 rule. And this 3 to 1 rule means I give 3 likes. Sorry, that 3 to 1 rule means I give those my potential customers that I've identified. Now, how will I even identify that they are my potential customers if I've not worked on my customer avatar? If I've not taken some days off to actually write down who my target customers are. So you can see that you really can't dodge it. It may be a whole lot of work, but it would help you in your success journey. So I give 3 likes and 1 relevant comment on their own personal page. So for example, if um if I follow Dang Lifestyle on Instagram, Diary of a Niger Girl on Instagram, for example, and she posts something very valuable to stay at home moms or maybe women who are in abusive marriages, I turn on my post notifications and I want to ensure that I'm one of the first set of people to comment under a post, and I'll give a kind of comment. There are some comments you see under some people's posts and you see over 70 people commenting under that person's comment. It is not beans, it is actually strategic. People are not here to play. It's just that you haven't known it yet. So I try to give those kind of comments, and people who like my comments will definitely come to check my page. Now, this is why you need to actually have taken time to create valuable content on your page. So people who love it and they come to check my page, they see that wow, this babe has an answer to what I'm looking for, and they follow me. Then I also keep feeding them with valuable content, and bam, one day they come and say, Rachel, I love what you're doing, and I want to pay for your class, or I want to buy your ebook, or I want to buy a shoe from you. Do you understand? So it's a journey with your customers. And now, the kind of followers that I see that are commenting actively, I know how to pick out the kind of followers that I want under somebody like Diary of a Niger Girl. There is a kind of comment some women will give that I know that, oh, this woman, this one is a stay-at-home mom. This one still needs a lot of wisdom. And I follow their I go to their page. I don't follow. I go to their page. I look at, okay, what are their recent posts. I like three of their posts and give them one comment. Most of the time, trust me, they will come back to check my page, see if whatever it is I'm posting is relevant to their need. And trust me, in a day, this rule gives me at least 2 to 3 new followers. Do you understand? And as your page begins to grow, if you're really committed to this thing, trust me, you may even have as much as 20 followers. It has happened to me before that I had 30 followers in a day. So then the next thing, you want to use relevant hashtags. Please, 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 please. See hashtags. This is what I call hashtags. Hashtag is something that you do not need to gather irrelevant hashtags. For example, I'm a personal development coach, and I want to start doing hashtag Bella Niger or hashtag BB Niger. Like, oh yes, these things are trending currently, but it does not relate to my content. Now, Instagram gives you an allowance to actually have 30 hashtags on your post. Now, when people go to Instagram, for example, I'm still using the example of somebody who is selling local food items to international markets. Now, when put yourself in the shoes of your customers, what do they come to Instagram to look for? They will not come to Instagram and type Bella Niger now. If they are looking for somebody who is selling food, they will probably type Lagos food vendor, or they will type um Naija food in UK, or Naija food in Canada. Do you understand? Or Nigerian food items in Europe. Do you get what I'm saying? So those are the kind of things. So for somebody who is doing that, I would, trust me, my best bet would be you use hashtag Niger food. Hmm? Then you go. And one thing is, also make sure that you're not using hashtags that have probably been banned by Instagram. Instagram class is a whole lot. Is a whole lot that can take like 4 to 5 videos separately on its own. But please make your findings well. Grow your Instagram page organically. There are some don'ts that I will get to, some do's and some don'ts. One major thing is use relevant hashtags. Hashtags alone can give you like 80%. Trust me, hashtags alone can give you, let me not say 80%, but let me say 50%. Hashtags alone has the potential to give you like 50% of your target market within the time range to which you're dedicated to it. Because once people come online to search for that particular item, if you have been fully engaging and following accounts that matter, your post is one of the posts that will surface when people search for what you have to offer. Now, the next slide we are going to is social media marketing strategies. I'm just going to run through this because this video is already getting too long. The first thing you want to do is increase your brand awareness. Please, I've said about how you need to go to communities to engage, follow other people, relate with people. It is social media. It is not a selling platform. That's why it's called social media. Socialize, meet friends, relate with people, which leads us to run adverts if you have to. Increase your brand awareness. People would only come to buy from you when they know that you're relevant, when they know that you are there. Can you go to buy market from somebody you don't even know exists? So take time, pay attention to running adverts. Next thing, grow your KLT, which is know, like, and trust. You can't pay me 10,000 naira if you never knew me, if you don't like me, and if you don't trust me. The bulk of you who are seeing this video today, you're here because over time I have given you free value and you have felt okay for her to give me this kind of free value. Definitely, she would. The one I'm paying for would even be more valuable. So grow your know, like, and trust. The next thing, build engaged communities. I've talked about that on the two previous slides. Socialize, don't sell. People don't even want to be sold to. But when you become their friends, when you keep giving them valuable content, by themselves, they will be the one begging you to sell. Tell people stories, catch people with stories. People will be glued. You know, you can create stories out of little things. It may be your child asking for maybe khaki, and you just get an inspiration from there, and you just relate it. You know, just tell a story. Even you would you if you would be truthful to yourself, there have been many times you plan to just probably quickly read a message on your Instagram and leave, and you stay glued to Instagram for like 2 hours because somebody posted a story that attracted you, and from there you started strolling and strolling and strolling. So please use storytelling. Take courses. There are some courses on storytelling. I had to take courses on storytelling to aid my marketing. Maximize hashtags, engage with prospective followers, and prospect daily. Your engagement is key on your journey to making money on social media. Now, to the last part of this slide, which is your don't. Please never buy followers. I see people do this a lot, and I'll tell you why. Never buy followers and avoid pods. You know why? Because when you buy followers, they are not the kind of people you are looking for. I go as far as even removing some followers from my contact list. The truth is, some of you would even go to my Instagram page and see that okay, this lady just has 800. I have different handles, by the way. I have about 5 to 6 handles, you know, and you see that this lady, well, some of her handles is just 500 people see. I may have 500 followers that are actually giving me what 2,000 followers is not giving some people. Why? Because I grew those followers organically. They are followers that have a problem that I have the solution to. So when I sneeze, they will buy. Do you understand? When I say, okay, this is the next thing I want to do, they support, they follow because I grew them out of okay paying attention to their needs, not just. And you know what danger buying followers or joining pod groups does to you? It actually gathers people who are not interested in what you want to buy, and it affects the Instagram or Facebook algorithm. Now, what do I mean? If out of 1,000 followers, 900 of the followers were bots, maybe all those 900 followers were just people who are interested in clubbing or people who never even really come online, and you are here trying to sell to family, maybe sell food items to people who are in families, responsible people. Now, for every post you make, Instagram doesn't show all your 1,000 followers your post. That is why you need to keep engaging so that more people will see your post. That's why you post something every day and you still see some people who are your friends say, ah, but I didn't see your post. Yes, Instagram wants you to come and pay money for adverts, so they won't show your post to the whole world. So it now depends, the onus is on you to actually ensure that you have the right followers who are following you. Because if out of 1,000 followers, if Instagram would only show your posts to 200 followers in a day, imagine if the 200 followers you, or maybe even 100 out of 1,000. So if the 100 followers, or even 30, sometimes it can be so low, if the few 30 people that Instagram is showing your post to for free, if they are irrelevant people that have nothing to do your business, I guess your guess is as good as mine, right? All your sleepless nights trying to create content has just gone to waste, because there are people who will just scroll by or probably eventually unfollow you, or and you just keep working and working, and you see that you're not even getting results. The next thing is, don't use images or content that doesn't resonate your brand. Don't just post memes. Don't just do things because that is what is trending, because people are doing it. Identify what works with your brand and stick to it. It may look like it's slow right now, but trust me, it will pay you at the long run. And never treat all social media platforms the same. You can see for Facebook, like when I was talking the other time, I told you Facebook would give you just a limit of 4,000, and you need to actually learn how to go into groups, join groups, engage, follow the rule of each group. But Instagram doesn't even have anything relating to that. Pinterest, on the other hand, is totally different from what Facebook and Instagram does. YouTube, oh, it's all about videos, 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 videos. While LinkedIn is a strictly professional handle. So know what each social media is peculiar to each social media, and please stick to it. Then one last thing I didn't put here that I'm going to say is identify which social media platform works for you. For example, a customer that will buy Lamborghini will not be found on Facebook. How? It's like looking for Femi Otedola or Aliko Dangote on Facebook. How? They can't be on Facebook now. What are they doing there? So what are you trying to sell? Do you understand? For example, if you want to sell digital products, if you want to sell, maybe you want to be go into digital marketing or help people to run ads, trust me, you want to focus probably on Instagram. You want to focus on entrepreneurs on Instagram who are looking for people to help them work. And most of the time, you need to go to freelance websites like Fiverr and the likes, where people come to look for such services. So if you are a graphic artist and you are sitting down on Facebook from morning till night, like, sorry, yes, you can get some customers there, but you're wasting valuable time. I hope this class has been interesting. You can always mail your questions, drop your questions at any time, and I'll be so glad to attend to them. Thank you so much for your time, and have a splendid time learning.